Hello everyone, this is Lahari studying in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today I am going to discuss about alternative life cycle model under the subject software testing and the subject code is 18 IS 62. Traditional view. In the diagram, you can look at the phases of the traditional project lifecycle that consist of project feasibility and project acquisition that consist of concept, development, implementation, close out. The traditional model of the software development is the waterfall model which is drawn as VN. In this view, information produced in one of the development phase constitute the basis of the test case identification at the level. Nothing controversial here. We certainly hope that system test cases are somehow correlated with the requirement specification and that of the unit test cases, and that are derived from the delayed design of the unit. There are two observations, that is, one is a clear presumption of the fundamental testing and there is a implemented bottom-up testing orders. Alternative life cycle model. The diagram here shows the waterfall model. The first step here is the requirements, design, moving on with the implementation, verification and maintenance. Since the early 1980s, practitioners, those are the people who are engaged in the art or discipline, have devised alternatives in purpose to the shortcoming of the traditional waterfall model of the software development. Common to all of these alternatives is the shift away from the fundamental decomposition to an emphasis on composition. Decomposition is a practice that fits the both top top-down progression of the waterfall model and the bottom-up testing order. One of the major weaknesses of the waterfall development cited by 86 aggression is over reliance on the whole paradigm. Fundamental decomposition can only be well done when the system is completely understood and it promotes analysis to the near exclusion of the synthesis. The result is very long separation between the requirements specification and a complete design. So, and during this interval, there is no opportunity for the feedback from the customer. So, after a system is designed and completed, so when it is specific that we have to take the views of the customers and change according to them. So, but in this module, that is after the requirements specification and the design, it is difficult to change according to the customers. So, the composition on the other hand is closer the way people works. Start with the something known and understood, then add to it gradually and may remove undesired positions. There is very nice analogy with the positive and the negative sculpture. In negative sculpture, work processed by removing unwanted material and is mathematician's view of sculpturing. Michelangelo David starts with the price of piece of marble and a simple chip away all non-David. Positive sculpture is often done with a medium like wax. The center shape is approximated and then waxed is either added or removed until the desired shape is attained. Thinking about the consequences of a mistake with a negative sculpture, the whole model must be thrown away and then restarted. So, with a positive sculpture, the enormous part of the simple removed and replaced. So, the centrality of composition in the alternatives models as a major implementation of the integration testing. Spin-offs. There are three mainline derivations in that of the waterfall model. The first one, that is the incremental development, second one evolutionary development, third one is a spiral model. Each of these derivations of has a series of increments or builds within a build. The normal waterfall phase for delighted design through testing occurs with one important difference. System testing is split into two steps, regression and progression testing. Specification based model. Two other variations are responses to the complete understanding problem. Now, remembering that functional decomposition is successful only when the system is completely understood. When systems are not fully understood either by the customer or by the developer, functional decomposition is precarious at best. The rapid prototyping lifecycle deals with the drastically reducing the specification to customer feedback loop to produce very early synthesis. Rather than build a final system, a quick and dirty prototype is built and then used to collect customer feedback. Depending on the feedback, more prototyping cycles may occur. One of the development and the customer agree that a prototype represents that desired system, and the development goes ahead and builds to a correct specification. At this point, any of the waterfall spins off might be used. Object oriented life cycle model. When software is developed with an object-oriented model, none of our lifecycle models fits it. The main reason that the object-oriented is highly compositional in nature and there is densive interaction among the construction phase of the object development, analysis, object orientation, design, and the object-oriented programming. We could show this with the pronounced feedback loops among the waterfall phases, but the fountain module, which is shown in the diagram, is much more appropriate metaphor. In this foundation model, the foundation is the requirement analysis of the real world system as the object-oriented paradigm proceeds, details bubble up through specification design and coding phase. But at each stage, some of the flow drops back to the previous phase. This model captures the reality of the way people actually work, even with the traditional approaches. Thank you. Please do like, share, and subscribe.